Okay, welcome back to Module 5, Lesson 4. We're gonna talk about your website SEO. So what does SEO mean? SEO means search engine optimization. Fancy words for those who don't know tech side. And I'm not a big tech person, but I always hire someone to manage that part of my business because I don't know how to do that. And nor do I really want to learn how to do it because that's not what I want to focus on. So we always hire out someone to manage our website, to manage the SEO part of our website. You can build your own website through Wix.com. There's many other places you can build your own website through. It's just drag and drop. You can do it through WordPress. But once again, I like to focus on what I know I'm good at, which is selling my services, selling what I'm good at, and doing those jobs and making money in those different ways. And I will sub out those things and delegate those things out to another company to manage my website. You can have a website built by many different people, many different companies, but be very careful when it comes to having a website built, because you can have people will charge you upwards of 10 grand to have a website built when really you could have had it done for $500 or $600. So shop that. Know where to shop, know where to look. You can go to a place called Upwork.com, Fiverr. You can say, hey, look, I want a website. This is my budget. And they can build your website based on those things. But the biggest thing is if you're going to hire someone to manage your website, your SEO, your optimization, because they're going to optimize your website. That way Google can see it and all the other, Yahoo can see it, Bing can see it, all the different places can see it. So they're going to optimize these different things. And part of optimizing that is you can help by providing blogs, resources that people can read, pictures, all these different things help the SEO ranking of your website. It's going to make it better each day. And it's a slow process. So the SEO part of your website, when people say, well, it's going to take around 6 months to really get it optimized. Well, and that's usually about right when it comes to the optimization of a website. Now, advertising your business through paid advertising, that's a very different story. It's a whole different ball game, advertising. Right now, we're just focused on just organic growth, which is going to be through, like the SEO optimization. So you may be spending just a little bit of money. I know of a company who does websites for $249 a month. They make tremendous websites and they manage the SEO side of it, and they do a really good job. It's footbridgemedia.com, and they do a really good job. So you can use them for your website, depending on if your service is something that they do, because they do websites for a lot of different services. But the most important thing I'm going to tell you is this: don't get stuck in a long-term contract. I've always said, don't sign contracts for advertising or for websites or anything like that at all, because if what they're doing is not working, then you need to be able to get out of it and move on to somebody else who can provide you with a working service. I'm working with a client right now who is having the same issue. They signed a 12-month contract, but it's a mess. I mean, it is a huge mess with their business. But they're stuck in this contract and they can't get out of it right now. That's the worst part about it, is they can't get out of this contract. They don't know what to do. They don't know how to do it. They're just stuck. So with whatever you decide to do and however you decide to do it, just don't sign long-term contract. Put them in a position of, providing you a month-to-month service, and make them earn your business by producing good results for you. Now, this next lesson I'm going to give you here, which is going to be on, optimizing your marketing and analyzing these things. That's going to be like the key to bring all this together, because this is going to be so important in the next lesson. But right now, I want you to think about your website, what you want it to look like, what your colors look like, because all these things are going to be a good driving force. Just because you think it looks good doesn't mean it's a good website. Make sure that website solves a problem. Make sure that website makes that client want to call you, that they see on that website. They're like, oh yeah, I definitely got to call that company because they're going to be able to solve my problem. Make sure your website is providing a solution to a problem. And that's going to be the big difference maker in regards to how well it works. Because if it's just a bland website, well, it probably may not do anything for you at all. And make sure it's got pages, make sure it's got all the cities that you offer your services in. So I had another guy I was working with, his website only had one city, but he worked in a whole county with like probably 20 other cities. I said, you need to have every single city put on it. That way people will know when they come to your website, oh, you do work in this area. You do work in this area. Because people they don't always know. Make sure all your services are specifically listed out as far as all the services that you offer to your clientele. People ask all the time, do you offer this service? I'm like, well, you did call this kind of company, I'll give you an example. There was a plumbing company. They would have people call their office and say, do you guys install water heaters? Well, yes, we do. I mean, you would think that they would know right away. Then they'd say, hey, do you guys install toilets? It's a plumbing company. Customers don't always know. So therefore, make sure you make it very clear, very easy for them to read and to see of all the services that you provide and offer. That way they know they've called the right place and they've got the right place that they can utilize. So make sure that with your website, it's done well, it's done professionally, it looks great, it functions great, and it's easy to navigate. Don't make it something they're like, oh my God, what do I do? Make sure you get a call to action on that website as well. A call to action, like call me now, call us now, text us now, put your information in now, give them a reason to call. And if you want to put a promotion on there, put a promotion on there, whatever it takes. The idea of you being in business is to get clientele. And the more clientele you're going to get, the better your business is going to grow. You just need the clientele. So keep this simple, keep it easy. Don't sign long-term contracts for your website and your SEO. And remember, it's going to be a slow process of building your SEO, your optimized website to where Google recognizes it, Bing recognizes it, and Yahoo recognizes it, and the bigger major search engines recognize it as well. Because your website, you should be sharing every time you post them, share your website along with it. That helps the growth of your website. People are seeing your website, they're seeing your service, they're seeing all the things that you offer, not just a picture. Always provide something with your website and make sure it's got a good thumbnail for your website as well. That the thumbnail is the picture that when you post your link, that's going to be the picture that someone sees first from your website. So I can't wait to see you guys in the next lesson. The next lesson is very important. It's going to be about analyzing your marketing, and this is going to be key to making sure you're doing things right. See you in the next lesson.